There's supposedly gonna be media day. There's some issues during the court, so we are gonna have rice, and as you can see, beautiful, shining day. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're just gonna do the practice programs. That's a mistake. Oh, okay. Come on. I'm still not gonna succeed with that. Nope. Should have done the 5 minutes one. Yep.
Hi, let me finish lick 3.
Come again? Alright.
I cannot type today.
Why? Why, Trade? You weren't typing last time in the stream last night, so.
I hurt my arm.
Oh, that's bad. Just stretch it, you know. Try to stretch it. It'll be alright. Rain and free practice too, alright. What?
I fell and it hit a rock.
Oh no. Oh, that is bad. That is bad. There we go. Alright, so we're done with this. Now we're just gonna do these two. Oh. Actually, I'm being smart. There we go. And then do this. It's gonna fail. Exactly. We've got like 2 practice programs left, so probably. Free practice 3. That is bad. Get well soon, Trade. I hope you'll be alright. In the near future, that hurts. Oh, Trade, I'm very sorry.
Also, what I meant was let me finish like 2 races on NFS Heat.
Ah, alright. Well, we're gonna do qualifying while you do that. So. Oh, it lights up. I'll show my. I'm gonna turn it off. It does not want to turn off. Okay, it has turned on.
I'm still addicted.
Alright. Oh, damn. Alright, qualifying. If we can get a toe right behind that teammate. Skipping that, so Azerbaijan, this thing is very forgiving, so I'll give it that.
It's like GT7 but I can drift.
Oh. Right. We're gonna go for the custom setup today, so here we go. Okay. Can you hear me well in this new mic? 1, 2. Trade, can you hear me with this new mic? Like really well. Okay, I have just realized. I think we're gonna have to start to the back of the grid here. Go for a one stop.
Yes.
Alright. We are not gonna qualify. Actually, yeah. Alright, we need a new power unit. These things are gonna get old real quick. Alright. Okay, so it's only been 4 races and already just the durability has not been good. We're, I think, the worst side of the durability, so we're not qualifying. We're gonna start from the back of the grid. We have a penalty.
On the 2/7 I'm going to a race.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top 3. Tsunoda, Bottas and Max Verstappen. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Tsunoda on pole? The 2 Alpines 5th and 6th. Nikita in 11th. What? No way. What is that final sector? Yuki. Bro was 7 seconds quicker than anyone.
F1 if Everoni smoked.
Oh my. The gap between. What the? Norris is in 7th, but what the? I don't understand. I know a good lap times are 39, but how can you exceed a 35? Oh, all right, 36 or 35. That's good. A 32.9. I don't understand this game. Oh my god. Yuki Tsunoda smoked. Tsunoda by 2 tons. He uses teleportation tactics. Yuki Tsunoda, man. Right.
Well, on the upside, after that qualifying, things can only improve. You need to start thinking about how to pluck a halfway decent result out of this mess.
I can. I'll try, but I can't. But I'll do it. Alright.
A warm welcome to all of you watching at home to today's Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and a race that in its short history has already proven no stranger to drama. A 4th row start is just about as likely to give you a podium as a pole position would.
Bro.
And remember, in 2017 and 2018, both Lance Stroll and then Sergio Perez took surprise podiums here. Baku City Circuit then, an unpredictable 3.7-mile track around the streets of the
F1
Azerbaijan
if someone
capital.
Coley drive the
20
second
turns for our
Red Bull
drivers to
car.
navigate today,
Oh my
including
gosh.
the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season.
Look at that. Yuki Tsunoda's on pole position, ahead of the 2 Red Bulls. And as you can see right there, there's Charles Leclerc and an interview, and there's me in the back. And there's Pierre Gasly focusing up as he's gonna get ready for this one heck of a battle. There's George Russell. Obviously starting way down the order, but yeah, here's
It's
the starting
time to
grid.
take a look at
The
our
weirdest starting grid
for
of all
today's
time.
race. Yuki Tsunoda lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Antonio Giovinazzi and Ocon, Norris, Hamilton, Leclerc and Carlos Sainz.
Oh my god.
Mazepin, Ireland,
I don't understand this
Lance
either.
Stroll and Mick Schumacher, Vettel, Russell, Daniel Ricciardo and Pierre Gasly. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Latifi and Brown. And with lights out just moments away.
Let's go down to the track. Yeah, we know that. Alright. Anyway.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Definitely going hard here. Remove one stint. There we go. Softs. Oh, revert strike, right. Oh, we can remove this. Ooh, now that's good. Do we go for this? Or do we actually go for a two-stop? Right, we'll go for a two-stop. Let's see what we can do. We have D ties anyway, so actually, I've got a plan. If we can go for a soft run. Right. So lap 10, we could go for softs, we could go for hards. What if we go for softs? Alright. This could work, this could work, this could work, alright. Anyway. 22 points grid penalty, I don't care about that. It's round 4 of the World Championship. Two McLarens down the order. It's the battle of who's going to get the win here tonight. It's lights out and away we go, and Yuki Tsunoda got a decent start going towards that one. There's 3 wide already. Mazepin, Ilott, Stroll loses out of all over the place. Sebastian Vettel overtakes him as well. And McLaren further back on Jake Brown. But at the moment, AlphaTauri, Tsunoda leads. Valtteri Bottas in second. The two rebels going on course respectively. Lando Norris moves up 1 place up to 6th place.
Fortunately, the marshals have managed.
What's happened to Stroll? What's happened to Lance Stroll? Did Lance Stroll already has issues? And Stroll, I wonder, making contact with the inside barrier might have just broken his suspension. Lance Stroll's out of this run. No safety car will be deployed on this particular order because Nikita Mazepin got them slow. So Lance Stroll, he's out of this one.
Tyre condition is still looking good.
As Mazepin trying to go defensive, moving under the brakes there, but we are up into V12.
Not even 30 seconds.
Yeah, not even 30 seconds. Oh, Calamilo, what are you
No
doing?
tyre concerns at the moment. Just focus on the driving.
As Lewis Hamilton trying to get past him, meanwhile we go past the one of the Ferraris and the AlphaTauri of Calamilo. Lewis Hamilton struggling to get past Antonio Giovinazzi. So Lando Norris up to 6th place. That is good in terms of championship standings. But Yuki Tsunoda leading a Grand Prix for the first time ever in pole position. He held off Valtteri Bottas in the start. Does he have the pace to win? Probably not. But he's having his moment in Azerbaijan. Meanwhile, Jake Brown jumped past the two Ferraris in this lap 1. He's already up to 9th from 20th. That's a brilliant recovery. Is now Lando Norris trying to dispatch Esteban Ocon. Meanwhile, the two Ferraris are trying to dispatch their teammates. They're going to be 3 wide.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
Out of that one when Leclerc trying to go for the move on the inside. Hamilton, meanwhile, right in front of him, gets the pass done on Antonio Giovinazzi. And not long after, Jake Brown makes the move, but I think he made contact with Lewis Hamilton.
No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Giving Giovinazzi the opportunity, but Jake Brown still in control up into P8. And as he tries to distract Lewis Hamilton. He's quick. He's not McLaren. That McLaren is very, very quick. So far in this season is Jake Brown trying to go for around the outside. Gets the inside line. He loses the rear, and now I'm gonna flashback. That's our second flashback. So Lando Norris, Yuki Tsunoda still leading the pack. So Norris is in that pack of trying to get past here of the AlphaTauri. Jake Brown sticking to the back stroke. Lewis Hamilton here in 7th place. He's trying also to catch to the pack right in front of him. At the moment, Hamilton's kind of struggling, I think. Trying to catch up. I think he needs to give Jake Brown this one. He wants to follow Jake. If you want to win this one, you have to follow the faster guy. And at the moment, that's the guy's name is Jake Brown of McLaren.
No need to worry about tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
So Lewis Hamilton not in touching distance at the moment. So it begins, the chase begins as Yuki Tsunoda gets the fastest lap from Valtteri Bottas, immediately disrupts him. Lando Norris immediately disrupts him.
DRS is
with
being
a
enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
And now, Jake Brown's going to try and make a move on Lewis Hamilton, who does not leave him room. Wow, brilliant. Alright, another flashback. That's the third. Anyway, Lewis Hamilton may be in danger here because here comes a feisty world champion. He's going to have the ERS, he's going to have the DRS. Which way is Brown going to go? Up the inside he goes, dives to the inside, does not leave Hamilton some space at the exit of the corner, and up now.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
7. There's an issue already for, I think, one of the Ferraris, or actually no, one of the AlphaTauris. Whose AlphaTauri is it? It is Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo blows up, and Daniel Ricciardo is out of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, 3 laps into this Grand Prix, where he once won here before in 2017.
When I Fiesta started watching F1, I though DRS mean dry rain system.
Anyway, that's actually funny. Brown, I think he hit that wall there. He hit that wall.
Tyre condition is still looking good.
Digging. I think he's saving towards that corner. He's trying to save, try and catch up to Esteban Ocon.
A new strategy is...
This is going to be the first flashback of the day. The 2 teammates at the moment so far. As it stands, Lando Norris still behind the Red Bulls and Yuki Tsunoda, but Tsunoda's going to be in danger here because now DRS will be enabled. And Tsunoda, well, he's going to be in a hot seat here in just a minute. Here, is there going to be a lead change between Valtteri Bottas and Yuki Tsunoda? DRS assistance. Is Valtteri Bottas going to make the move on the inside of Yuki? They're going to be side by side each other. Tsunoda on the inside. Meanwhile, further back, Jake Brown's going to make a move on the inside of Esteban Ocon, and he's up into P6. And now Ocon's in the fringes of his
Until I realized it would probably go over the mate limit.
Yeah. Anyway, Lewis Hamilton is trying to get past Esteban Ocon, who at the moment, the former mate at Mercedes, is now battling for 7th place. Hamilton still on that inside line. Who's going to get the better exit? Esteban Ocon still on that inside line, defending for all his might. Ocon still up into 8th, but I think Lewis Hamilton's got that one covered. And so it begins the pull away of Valtteri Bottas. And now, oh, Jake Brown, oh, the 2 teammates collide. And now Norris goes into the wall. Lando Norris losing the rear ground
Check your MFD
Make
for a new
contact.
strategy option.
with the wall. Hold on, that's a fifth flashback. That was very illegal. Anyway, now wait.
I love the commenter beat.
Thank you. Anyway, Lando Norris. Now right behind him is his teammate who looks to be very impatient and trying to get past him. Max
A
Verstappen
new
as well.
strategy is available on the MFD.
He's also now in danger of
Copy.
being passed here by the two McLarens. There's a McLaren versus Red Bull scrap here in a battle for the win here in Azerbaijan. Jake started in 20th, he's already up to 6th in just 4 laps, making moves left, right and centre, and now he's part of the DRS train at the moment.
Wait, how has Charles not crashed at that one turn yet?
Yeah. So that's funny. Anyway, Yuki
We're
Tsunoda
approaching the pit
defending
window. You'll be on the mediums.
from his future Red Bull teammate of Max Verstappen. Side by side, the two
The car behind
Red
has
Bull
started
drivers
to drop
go.
back. There's a gap beginning to form.
Oh, Brown got a little bit feisty on the exit
No
further
time
back.
concerns at the moment. Just focus
Now
on the driving.
Perez is going to make it 3 wide. Tsunoda's now in deep, deep danger.
That's
Behind
still my
Sergio
favorite
Perez.
F1 clip.
And now Sergio Perez is up into P3. The two Rebels have cleared Tsunoda very well. As now the two McLarens make contact. Jake Brown spin round. Okay, that was a safety car.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey, yeah. Look at this. The two McLarens. Actually, do we want a flashback? This probably. But Lando Norris. We're gonna look on the outside with Lando Norris. Look on the inside. Contact with the
Oh
front
yo,
wing.
it's not just me for once.
Yes, I'm flashbacking this. I'm sorry. That was very illegal. Anyway, this time I'll make it safe. No more flashbacks between the two champion contenders. Let's go. Alright. Now, what will Lando Norris think now? The two Red Bulls are starting to pull away from him. You really have to make a move if you want to win this race. You have to make the move on Tsunoda quick. The two McLarens supposed to be very quick in this season, and at the moment they're really now being reeled in by Lewis Hamilton. Now where will Norris go? Norris is right to the back of that AlphaTauri, who, like I said, a little bit of DRS assistance from Sergio Perez, who's actually also struggling. So now, the team McLaren, what will they do against Yuki Tsunoda? And now Norris is right to the back of him. Jake Brown is going to have the ERS. He's going to try to fight as well. Tsunoda defends on that inside line. Yuki Tsunoda. Oh, both of them coming to the pit. Verstappen as well.
Lando is in the pits. Lando in the pits.
And so, the gamble is taken here. So Norris comes in with Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda might just be a hold up in that pit stop. But now, Jake Brown's been released here. He's going to be out of this in lap 7 here. Now, here it comes. Jake Brown's going to make a little lunge on Sergio Perez. Brilliant move by the British driver. And he's up into second place. Now, he's going to try to gain from Valtteri Bottas here.
emoji red heart, Lando.
So Norris comes in. That might be a good thing to try and overcut on Valtteri Bottas, who's at the moment 2 seconds ahead of Jake Brown, and Brown's catching that gap from 2.6. It's now gone down to 2.1. It's now under a second. .4 seconds is now the gap between Perez and Brown, and Brown's now going to be super quick on this one. They're letting Jake Brown catch Valtteri Bottas, and Bottas Well, I think he will come in, but Jake Brown, maybe the overcut will just work just a little bit. And now it begins. Valtteri Bottas into the pit he goes. Jake Brown sets a 42.327. Jake stays up for 2 laps. If he can undercut, or if he can overcut, means that is a brilliant, a successful strategy call by McLaren to put Jake Brown on the back foot, put Lando Norris to get him to pit first. So the two McLarens, now Lando Norris is behind Valtteri Bottas. Now this is gonna scare me a little bit because what is gonna happen between Jake Brown and Valtteri Bottas here? Brown is still setting quick lap times on those soft compound tires, showing off. Showing what he does best, being a champion in his own right. At the moment he's actually got purple sector 1 compared to the rest, so he has been that quick. If he's pulling away from his Valtteri Bottas, it means that he has the pace, he has the way to, he's managed the tires, and now, as you see, he's pulling up the lap times. I mean, come on, yeah, we have to be joking. Jake Brown is not gonna win this. He'll want this again. No way. I mean, Jake's tires are fresh. Probably that's why. So, McLaren. What? Oh my god, I went like 52 for a second.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
So Jake comes into the pit.
Exit now.
So, what's gonna happen here? Bottas is gonna come down to the straight. Lando Norris goes fastest. Brown.
We'll be
Is
doing
he
one
ahead
more
of the
stop
Red Bull?
today.
He
One
is
stop
ahead of the
left
Red
in our
Bull.
strategy.
And Jake Brown is back in this race. Now he sets his sights on the 2 men ahead of him. Lando Norris and Valtteri Bottas. He's at the moment catching. We got the likes of Pierre Gasly and Nicholas Latifi right in front of them. Oh yeah, I do have front wing damage, bro. So Jake Brown now in this race. He's not held up. And the 2 Red Bulls lost out to that strategy call. And McLaren went on a roll.
Charles crash.
Yes, it was a Charles crash. And I did like a Nicholas Latifi crash on the next flashback. But now, what will Jake Brown do? Will he just sit back and watch this thing unfold and try to pick up the pieces? Or will he be the aggressor? Because he also needs points on Lando Norris. That's as it stands, the 1-2 is Bottas first, Norris second, Brown third. And he will lose 3 more points. Now Jake's in the slipstream again. He's going to have that DRS. And Valtteri Bottas will go quickest of all. And now towards turn 1. battle
The gap to
between
the car
Russell and
behind
Bottas.
is 3.2
Russell now,
seconds.
right behind
Some
him
information
is
on
Lando
Norris.
I
Norris.
am
They have some
stupid,
kind of
Charles
mechanical
Leclerc.
problem.
And Lando Norris, well, he has a mechanical issue. So this won't help him. He needs to let by of his teammate. And now Jake Brown knows that. He's going to try and make a move, but at the expense of taking out George Russell. Oh, and Verstappen makes contact.
Mind that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too
Oh
much damage. No
my
issues with tyre wear
goodness.
for now.
Did you see that? Jake Brown went for a
Dive
move.
bomb.
A dive bomb that went too much. Both of the McLarens reversed, making contact even more. Russell. Let's look at this one. Alright, so Brown made contact, and then made contact on the second one. They tried to reverse. Good thing he wasn't the one actually, because if he did reverse, he would have been hit by Max Verstappen. Verstappen makes contact. Hamilton. Did Hamilton get damage from that? Alright, I'm gonna just flash back so I won't get damage. Alright. Okay, never mind. Give me a minute. Alright.
Max is scary when he hits someone.
Green flag.
Oh, I might just screw my teammate up there. Wait, hold on. Alright, I'm just not gonna take... Oh, he just forced me onto the wall while okay, and... Yep, we've been held up. Oh, and we've been crashed into by Max Verstappen, which calls for the safety car.
The officials are deploying the safety.
Do you want to see that one again? Here we go. We were held up, trying to back up. Verstappen makes contact. What was Verstappen doing? He continued to turn in, and then we were reversing, trying to get out of Russell's way. And then that was a massive pile up. Then we got Sergio Perez. it was like a train. And alright, so I have an illegal overtake on Lando, so probably he's out, but Max Verstappen is out of this race. We did flashback and he still hit the front wing, so it means that definitely
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Oh, do you want...
Copy that.
No. Vehicle condition.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage. No need to worry about tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Actually, I have a plan.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
Hold on.
Say again, you're breaking up.
Hot tires, hot tires.
Couldn't receive that. Repeat the message. Copy that.
My legs
Parts
are
for next
sweating
box.
so much.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
I realized this car had no brakes when there's damage. So Lando Norris is gonna be clear.
Dude.
Those guys who are all on the medium side, they're gonna be coming to the pit surely. Sebastian Vettel, Calamalo, so it means that Sebastian Vettel could possibly lead this one. Lando Norris will be pissed at us because trying to make that dive bomb.
Can we have a flashback counter?
We have 7. Actually, I think we have 6. Alright. Oh, we passed our teammate.
Lando is coming in for his stop.
Whew. We passed Norris during the pit, so we did a Sebastian Vettel-esque move on Norris. We had to do that if we want our race to get on, and I feel like Zach Brown really will order us to do that. Why softs? Flashback number 8. Why softs? Alright, anyway, there we go. Here we go. So so be quick. I tell you, Giovinazzi.
Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits.
Right,
Release,
we
release.
come out of the pits. So Norris also comes in because of that front wing damage. We're up to 7th.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
So Valtteri Bottas leads from Sergio Perez. Actually no, Valtteri Bottas leads. Then it's Sebastian Vettel again. These guys are all on mediums, except for Valtteri Bottas, who will have to come in again. So it means we're in a race. Lando Norris is at the back of the field here.
The drivers we're racing are Giovinazzi and Schumacher.
I'm playing some F1 Meisel.
Oh, alright, so Zach Brown. Alright, so we know, you know why we passed Lando Norris is because Zach Brown told Lando Norris to let us through in the pit so we can get the pit going. And since we were on pit rules and regulations during the pit sequence, we could overtake during the pit, much like what Sebastian Vettel did in 2016. So we did definitely make an overtake, because we know Lando Norris, he has to retire eventually because of his issues with the car. And there were 3 drivers that were out of this race: Max Verstappen, George Russell, Max Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Lance Stroll. So Verstappen's obviously reversed, but so we will have a penalty next race, most definitely.
Don't dive bomb again.
Alright, so we will have a pit stop penalty. So I know this is new because the game doesn't give us penalties when making contact like that. So we're gonna make our own. We're gonna have a pit stop penalty. Actually no. You will have to give up all the positions in this pack. Except for George Russell. I think, yeah, we're gonna have to give up everything. So we
You need to slow down before hitting the corners. We don't want to get a penalty.
So we gave up every single position that we did get back in that pit stop phase, and now
Let's catch up to the field a bit. We're dropping too far back.
because of that
need to stay
contact
within
with
10 car lengths of the next car.
sorry, with George Russell, we're gonna have that penalty where we have to go to the back. So we're gonna give George Russell this position so we can go to the back of the grid.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Valtteri Bottas. Yeah, it's definitely a thing that won't happen in real life, but in this game, in this moment, yeah. Alright, we're gonna try and get a good start. Here we go. I'm gonna use that ERS. And as you can see, clear,
Okay, clear.
Green flag, underway, and Nicholas Latifi. What is Nicholas Latifi doing? Dive bombing to the inside. We make contact with Charles Leclerc, locking up there towards that corner, but Latifi versus Norris. Norris is struggling. Sainz is trying to battle out with us now. Lando Norris. Wow. So, here we go. We're going to make a move down the inside of Nicholas Latifi. That was brave. That was bold. That was beautiful. And we are up into P13.
That's like asking someone if they want food and then eat it in front of them.
We were trying to dive Nicholas Latifi to the inside. Mick Schumacher and Sergio Perez fighting it out. Lewis Hamilton, by the way, is in that pack for the race win. We're going to make a move down the inside, squeezing through on Yuki Tsunoda. We're up into P12. We're dive bombing everywhere, and we're doing it in the cleanest way possible. Perez cannot get past the Schumacher. This is going to be dangerous for Sergio Perez. And at the moment, Yuki Tsunoda is now right to the back of us. Meanwhile, Nikita Mazepin starting to fall back here from behind his teammate, who's actually defending for all his might against Sergio Perez. Perez did also pit during that pit stop phase with the crash, that pile-up. And now, Nikita Mazepin in danger. See? Oh, wow. That's flashback number 10. It's because of the dirty farts that Mazepin gave me. Anyway. Towards the bend now. Oh, close to the wall. We had to avoid it. Hold on. Flashback number 11. Here we go. Anyway, here comes Nikita Mazepin. We're going to go breezing past. We're going to give Yuki Tsunoda that opportunity as well. Trying to give Mazepin a slipstream. Side by side. Tsunoda, and now Yuki Tsunoda will try to go to the inside line. The pole sitter, who was involved in that pile-up. Sergio Perez up into 8th place now. Mick Schumacher now down to
Stream title should have been, watch me dive bomb on F12021 for 26 laps.
Yeah, anyway, that's a good title. Anyway, so far as things stand, oh, here we go, full send it. Mick Schumacher wasn't looking in the mirrors. We were sorry for Mick Schumacher. He didn't look in his mirrors. And now we're right to the back of this pack where they have to pit again. Wait, no, they don't. They do not need to pit again. Okay, that's flashback number 12. It's almost like every lap we're gonna have a flashback. Anyway, Yuki Tsunoda. So Valtteri Bottas leading by a lot over Sebastian. I think it is Sebastian Vettel. It is Vettel. It's Vettel and then Ilott. We're in that pack between Bottas. So Sebastian Vettel has a chance of winning his first race and will be the first non-McLaren driver as we get flashback number 13, ironically. He can be the first non-McLaren driver to win this season. Because Valtteri Bottas has to pit again. Unless Bottas will go for that one-stop strategy, which that will fail him. It's only been one pit stop. Actually, no. These guys ahead of us will still need to come into the pits.
There's been an incident on
That's
track,
one
but officials
flashback
are
every
looking to
lap.
push for a safety car right now.
Yay!
Just be
Anyway,
careful.
oh, contact! Giovinazzi and Perez. And now we're going to take the opportunity to make the move on the outside of Antonio Giovinazzi, who makes contact with us. We gave him a car's length, and we're up into P8. See, I told you we're going to get our track position back. Look at this now. We're catching up to Sergio Perez. Getting that slipstream, gain inch by inch. Here we go. ERS on, ERS off. Sergio Perez in deep danger. Here comes Jake Brown. Just trying to go to the inside. You see how close he was to the wall. And now up the inside goes Jake Brown. He's up into P7. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton making moves up to 6th. He's now up to 5th. Lewis Hamilton up now to 5th. For how much longer? So the medium guys will need to pit again because of the mandatory thing. But anyway, Lewis Hamilton up into P5 ahead of Esteban Ocon. Ocon in danger. Jake Brown is there, and Jake Brown's been dive bombing in every single lap so far in this one. And now, oh,
Check your
Yep. Okay, that's flashback number 14. Our goal, get to flashback 26. Easy. Esteban Ocon has the power in that Alpine, has the fresh tires, has the quicker tires.
Are you alright?
I'm stupid.
Engine off, engine off.
I am stupid. Wow, unbelievable. Anyway, Lewis Hamilton up to 5th. He's gonna be in the lead once everything is all said and done. These guys have to pit again. Lewis Hamilton might have to pit again. We're gonna go for hard tires, and now here we go. Are we gonna make a little lunge on Esteban Ocon? Yes, we do. We go to the curb. Somehow save it from the barrier.
Mind that front wing.
Okay, we did not save that from the barrier. I break like, alright, flashback number 16. Oh, Ocon, we're gonna force Ocon off. Alright, that is very dirty. Anyway, okay. Flashback number 18. Alright, I'm not gonna use flashbacks no more. Alright, let's just not use more flashbacks. But anyway, towards the exit of the corner, Alpine. We're gonna make a little dive bomb. Ocon, why would you force me off when I'm clearly making a move? And now, side by side, Jake Brown. They're gonna be 3 wide. Perez has to back out. Ocon now has to back out. Who are using traditional racing line? Unbelievable. There were 3. Did you see that? Did you see how close he was to crashing? 3. Perez. Did Perez hit that wall? He nearly did. Ocon had to back out. Unbelievable. So now Gasly trying to catch up now. Sebastian Vettel still right to the back here of Valtteri Bottas, who has to come in again. Meanwhile, there's issues further back, and it could be Lando Norris. There's the safety car is deployed. Someone had an issue. So, what happened here? What happened to the Alpine? Oh no! Oh no, that's big. That is a big one. Good. The safety car truly was out. That is a safety car incident. Antonio Giovinazzi, did you see? We're gonna be on board with Tsunoda. He loses the rear towards the straight, getting Tsunoda. That is dangerous. That is dangerous. Trade. Do you see this? Trade. Giovinazzi, Italian Jesus. Almost getting Lando. I need to go for an on-board Lando Norris. You see there up front. Oh.
Okay.
Oh no, that is bad. Trying to make the move. Oh my. That could have been a heavy crash. That could actually be a heavy crash. Good thing Giovinazzi's alright, but my goodness. Giovinazzi with a big crash heading towards the straight. That is not what you need. That is definitely not what you need. Antonio Giovinazzi trying to get past Mick Schumacher with DRS open. That's completely dangerous, man. That is complete danger. Giovinazzi still has his DRS enabled as well. That, like, bro, that is, oh, that is dangerous. Yeah, I'm not glazing on this incident, but to me it is definitely dangerous. You can clearly see the DRS was open, DRS wide open. Giovinazzi losing the rear at 200 miles an hour. Good thing it wasn't a big crash. Safety car definitely was deployed. Debris was on the track. Oh, did you see that? On board with Tsunoda here. Oh my god. Contact. That's just Giovinazzi missing his judge there way too hard. What? You can clearly see right here. You can clearly see that right there. Unbelievable. So the safety cars now deployed. The medium tire guys might just come to the pitch here. But that is horrible. That is definitely horrible. Giovinazzi's out. This race has been chaos. It has been a chaotic one. We were catching to Lewis Hamilton. Now do we pit? No, probably not. Lewis Hamilton is in the next lead. Sebastian Vettel.
Drop your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
That is just dangerous, man. That is absolute horrendous incident. Antonio Giovinazzi. It could have been a massive crash. It was a massive crash. Could have been an airplane crash. It was good thing it was just only that. Just that crash. That kind of crash. It could have been worse. At 200 miles an hour with your DRS open, you're losing the rear. The car can contain it. Try and turn to its right. You can't do anything. Yuki Tsunoda, unfortunate that he will make his third pit stop of the day. The pole sitter was very effective with that one. And so Valtteri Bottas comes into the pits. Sebastian Vettel leads this Grand Prix, but on medium tyres. For Bottas. And Lando Norris
is in the
as well.
pits. Lando in the pits.
Coming into this one. Bro, that could have been way worse. If you think about it. It could have been way worse. Lando Norris, well, he's struggling. And he's witnessed two crashes. First, the crash with George Russell to myself, which, well enough, gave us a penalty that we had to go to the back. But now we're in P5. Vettel leading from Ilott and Gasly. And these guys, they need to pit again. They need to stop again. Except for Lewis Hamilton. Except for myself. Except for these guys like Hamilton, Brown, Perez, Bottas, Sainz, Latifi. And those guys. Vettel could have pitted. He could have pitted for salt. For medium. But I feel like he... Alright, he doesn't want to give me an update, so... Alright, anyway, so... 16, I mean, of course they have to clear the debris around it. It was a massive crash. I just hope that they're okay, the guys are okay. But man, that would have been a huge crash. Lando Norris was also involved in that. If Giovinazzi turned back onto the racing, on the racetrack, if his car went back onto the racetrack, he could have had a massive incident. Too much weaving, but Trey, what was your opinion about that crash, mate? I need some opinions from that crash, because that one definitely, you do not expect that one to happen in Azerbaijan. To lose the rear with DRS open, trying to catch a Haas, that is not expected in this one. Definitely, that is one of, if not the worst crashes I've ever seen in the modern era of Formula One. We've got Lewis Hamilton here up to 4th. He's in the next race to leave. These three will all have to pit again. There's a battle between the Mercedes and the McLaren. Jake Brown back in this one, despite that crash. Brown, what he needs to do, get clear of Valtteri Bottas. That's it. So Lewis Hamilton, 4 times. 4 times. He has won here before in 2018, I think. 2019, 2018, 2000 and now 2021. Oh wait, no, this is my first win. Alright, sorry, my bad. This is the track where I got my first race win at in Azerbaijan. He's only won 2 races, 2018, 2019. And then he's 4th place. Sebastian Vettel, 4 times world champion, is in P1 at the moment on those medium tires, leading the pack where no one, well, they haven't had a mandatory pit stop. So Lewis Hamilton in danger. The safety car is going to come in this lap.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Alright, so safety cars in this lap. It's 2 safety cars here, 2 different crashes. Sebastian Vettel leads the field once more in Azerbaijan for the first time since 2017. And now Vettel goes away. It's going to be green. Cross the checkered flag. Meanwhile, Jake Brown makes already the move down the inside. He goes on Lewis Hamilton. Makes the move stick. Hamilton loses drive. Will Sergio Perez make a move? No, he does not. Sebastian Vettel now trying to pull away from Carmelo. Meanwhile, Jake Brown squirrely towards the exit. Lewis Hamilton now trying to make the move. Yeah, round the outside. Hamilton, oh, making contact with Jake Brown. Hamilton. Hold on. I wasn't paying attention because I was trying to get my mic fixed. But as you can see, Lewis Hamilton turns in. Anyway, back to the action. Sergio Perez now in danger of Valtteri Bottas. Brown defending on the inside on Lewis Hamilton. Brown still ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Meanwhile, Sergio Perez now down behind Valtteri Bottas. Advantage Mercedes at the moment. Lewis Hamilton.
Gap to car in front is 1.7 seconds.
He's very feisty on those medium contact tires. He's trying his best to make something happen. Meanwhile, the 3 guys right in front. It's Vettel, Ilott, Gasly, Jake Brown in 4th, and the 2 Mercedes got behind. Jake, who's... Why? Hold on. I'm having skill issues. I'm having a skill issue. Anyway, back to the racing action. Jake Brown. What?
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
I'm actually having a skill issue. Why? Did you see this? Bro, 1 tap and it broke my suspension before I hit the wall. What is going on in this game? Oh, Formula 1, but anyway.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage. No need to worry about tyre condition for now.
Hamilton.
Everything's looking good.
Hamilton! You do not want to make a move there.
There's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris.
What was that by Hamilton? You have to back out if you want to make a move there, because you really can't make a move on that exit of the corner. Jake closes the line, uses the traditional racing line. Hamilton didn't want to back out. It was technically Brown's corner, which could have trade. Alright. Normally, you do not want to make a move here. Hamilton made the move. You see that side mirror? He was trying to make a move on this corner, which to me, Lewis Hamilton has just effed it up. I don't know if that is a good move by Hamilton, whether or not going for that one. You were trying to make the move that you were trying to dive down, trying to go to the curb. Jake was using the racing line. Did Hamilton try? You would definitely not make a move there. I don't know, Trey.
Are you going to see the F1 movie?
Yeah, probably. Anyway, Trey, what do you think about this? I was trying to make the move. Sorry, Lewis Hamilton was trying to make a move. I got a decent exit, but Hamilton going on the inside. I mean, if I left him space, it would have got me crashing onto that other side. That corner, you can't make moves on that corner. Usually you can do it on the outside, but on the inside you can't. I don't know. A safety car is deployed. George Russell's now out. We have 15 cars left in this race. Carlos Sainz is now ahead. Latifi is now ahead. I don't understand what the verdict is going to be. But anyway, either way, we have to come into the pits for a third time because we have front wing damage. Lewis Hamilton might have been wrong, might have been right. Jake he had the corner.
Go, go, go. You'll be racing on the exit. Complete, go now.
So now, Jake has got the opportunity of a lifetime. I don't understand what's going to happen in this race. Either it's going to be good, it's going to be bad, I don't know. Two Mercedes collide again. Jake Brown will probably say, "Oh, I tried to go on that apex of the corner." I would for my verdict on that incident, I would definitely think that it was my corner.
Tyre condition is still looking good.
We clearly see that you can't make a move there. Yes, he was showing on that left-hand side on my side mirror, but even then, you wouldn't make a move on that inside. No Formula 1 driver will make a move on the inside like that, unless you force him to. You were just a nose ahead. You were just a nose on my rear tire, but still, it was not a move that you won't. It was not a move that you would definitely do if you were in real life, because definitely that's not an overtaking zone. Usually when you get great exits like what Lewis Hamilton did, but Lewis still had a nose behind. He tried. He went on that inside. I thought he was just going to back out of it, so I went for it. Because that is not a move you usually do. First of all, it was in the debrief. You wouldn't make a move like that, or else you'll have a fiery crash like what Lewis Hamilton had during that one. So that has screwed Valtteri Bottas, that has screwed Sergio Perez, but more importantly, that has just screwed everyone's strategy behind. So Lando Norris is in prime position to get, he's still leading in the championship as it stands, but his teammate may get some criticism here. First of all, Jake Brown did admit to that mistake to try and make a dive one that took out George Russell. But then on that incident between Lewis Hamilton and himself, definitely that wasn't Jake's fault. I don't know, maybe it was a racing incident. Jake definitely
Give that position.
Definitely Jake did not want to try doing that. He was trying to just take the traditional racing line, or else he would lose the speed in the corner. Jake knew that he won't have time to make unnecessary moves like that. He would just wait until the next corner to the high speed, to the speed corner. I don't know. Maybe it was maybe it was my fault. Maybe it's Lewis Hamilton's fault. But either way, stewards are calling a no further action on that call. So it's gonna be still okay. So Jake Brown will stick with his track position on those new tires, which is definitely smart by Jake to try and go for those soft tires in this third safety car. Yeah, you would definitely not make a move like that, Lewis Hamilton. If you're Lewis Hamilton, you should know that Jake Brown's gonna close that one out. He's on the traditional racing line. You would think Jake Brown would do that. No, if he won't do such a thing to try. Oh.
Right, pick up the pace.
Alright, give me a minute. Give me a minute, Jeff. Okay, alright.
Touch, please. We need to close to within 10 car lengths of the car ahead. Repeat that. There's interference.
Vehicle condition.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags. No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Carlos Sainz is right in front of us here. He's on the mediums. He could have hit it for softs. But anyway, we have a 5-lap dash to the line. We have a 6-lap dash to the line. 6 laps to go. Sebastian Vettel leads the pack. And we are going. Vettel is going. Jake Brown now is trying to make a little of that inside.
Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to
Meanwhile,
racing
Carlos
speed.
Sainz will dive to the inside. Carlos, brilliant move on Yuki Tsunoda. Jake Brown's going to try and make it 3 wide. He's going to make a great decision not to go for that one. Come on. The dirty line is just sucking me in. What a good job by. What the? Why would you brake earlier? Anyway, Jake Brown's gonna make a move on the inside of Carlos Sainz. He doesn't make it. Touch and go. Jake Brown is trying. He's desperate. He's desperate to try and make a pass on Sainz. He won't. He does not want to run a penalty. I don't know why Lewis Hamilton did not back out of that one, I'm not gonna lie, but anyway. Carlos Sainz. So Lando Norris is up to 7, behind Schumacher in 6. Meanwhile, Nicholas Latifi is up to 11, behind Jake Brown. So at the moment, Lando Norris extending his lead in the championship by a lot. But Sebastian Vettel is pulling away. Remember, the top 3 at the moment need to come into the pit. And Lando Norris making a pass round the outside of Mick Schumacher. He makes one stick, and now Yuki Tsunoda's turn. Why? Well, you guys are damn slow. Anyway, Yuki Tsunoda now making a pass on Mick Schumacher. So Schumacher's lost 3 places in a row now. Carlos Sainz will be in danger, as we had to back out on that one. Now, Schumacher in danger of Sainz, in danger of the McLaren as well. Jake Brown, where is he going to go? He's going to go to the outside. He's going to go to the outside of the half. Brown, outside line. Sainz, inside line. Jake Brown makes the move stick. Meanwhile, Sebastian Vettel, the rest of the guys coming to the pit, which means Charles Leclerc leads the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
You've taken
here
5th.
for Ferrari. Down the inside, Jake Brown up and ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. Charles Leclerc leads Esteban Ocon second. Third goes for Lando Norris, who's also trying to go for a win here. So the two McLarens will still have a civil war with 5 more laps remaining in this one. Charles Leclerc has never won a Grand Prix since 2019 in Italy. The Grand Ferrari celebration in 2019. And now fast forward here in 2022, it's now Charles Leclerc's control now winning this one. Ferrari had a winless season in 2020 and 2021. Fast forward now to a year later, they now have the golden chance for the golden boy, Charles Leclerc, to win here in Azerbaijan.
Okay, some information on signs. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Carlos Sainz has an issue with his car. Meanwhile, in the front, the top 4 are close to each other. Jake Brown losing touch of Lando Norris, who's now going to try and make a move on Esteban Ocon. Here comes Lando Norris and Esteban Ocon. Ocon, Norris, side by side. Norris will be ahead, an inch ahead, and he's up into P2.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
So now Norris is closing on Charles Leclerc. Jake Brown closed in on Esteban Ocon. The two McLarens, they're going to be battling this one, aren't they? Jake Brown, now Lando Norris sticking behind the slipstream of Charles Leclerc. Jake Brown stuck in the slipstream of Esteban Ocon. Down the inside goes Lando Norris. Down the inside goes Jake Brown. The two McLarens have made their overtakes. Lando Norris leads the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Jake Brown up to 3rd. Norris is pulling away. Brown knows that. He's stuck behind that Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, who looks to be in danger now. Brown going to make the move towards this tight right-hander. Down the inside he goes on Charles Leclerc, and he's up into 2nd place, and now he's going to set his sights on Lando Norris. Oh, this is going to be a good one. 4 laps to go. Lando Norris versus Jake Brown. Two teammates once more. McLaren have taken advantage of all the chaos despite Jake Brown getting a penalty in that George Russell incident, and despite making contact with Lewis Hamilton earlier to enable that 3rd safety car with Lando Norris's mechanical issues as well. Jake Brown is now behind Norris, and it's still a McLaren 1-2. Despite Jake Brown down in 20th, Lando Norris qualified 7th. It is all about these two now in the season, the talk of the season, the two McLarens. This is going to be an amazing final 4 laps of this one. Esteban Ocon has got past Charles Leclerc. Jake Brown now might just be in a humongous position now to take the win away from his teammate. Here we go, which way Norris is going to go. It's a Norris v Brown cycle. Brown closes in, trying to make a move, but no, he's too far back. Now towards the right-hander. This is
I went so quick I went through the police car.
Damn. Anyway, if you're just joining us, Trey, as you can see, there's a battle between the two McLarens with 3 laps of racing remaining. The battle for the championship lead. The two Papayas, the two McLarens, they are in the battle of glory here in Baku. Clearly, Jake Brown is
There's 5
desperate.
laps of fuel remaining.
Clearly, Jake Brown is that desperate to try and take Lando Norris' win away from him. Now towards the end of sector 2, now towards to the straight. Now the chicane. Lando Norris in danger. His teammate is catching, he's catching. Brown will have DRS, he's got the slipstream, here we go. Lando Norris Jake Brown, here he comes. Brown gonna try and make a move to the inside. Brown shows the nose, but he cannot make the move stick. He goes wide as well. Lando Norris still holds firm. Sebastian Vettel goes quickest with a 1:40.886. And Vettel is going even faster. 2 laps between Norris, 4P1. 2 McLarens versus each other. Brown has been amazing. He's done a 41.5 in that lap, and now he's right to the back again, Norris. And Jake Brown just waiting for the right moment. These two are allowed to race, says Zach Brown. This is going to be a final lap of glory. Lando Norris is in very much danger. Last lap will come underway once we cross the line, but it's all about the 2 McLarens. They pulled a gap of 6 seconds to Esteban Ocon, and now they have the chance of getting a podium.
This is your final lap.
For each other, a 1-2 once more, and in this final lap, who's going to be on top of who? Who's going to be on top of the world here in Baku? Will it be Norris? Will it be Brown? The 2 teammates, and now Brown's got the DRS. Brown will not let go of his teammate at all. Now towards the second straight of the second DRS zone. Brown's closing in, but he's not close enough. Lando Norris is going so far, heading out towards the first sector. Jake Brown, so good all throughout this race. Lewis Hamilton goes crazy to the 140.822. It has been amazing. Now towards...
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
This tight right-hander for the final time of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton is, Mike, if you're watching this, back down in last place. 2 McLarens. The 2 McLarens are in the nick of battle.
Dog.
Here we go. Yep, there's a dog. But anyway, now towards... Oh, Brown's hit the wall.
This is your final lap of the race.
Brown's hit the wall, and now towards the straight for the final time. Lando Norris has got the gap, but what about the last lap here? Jake Brown is waiting for this. He's got this. He really needs a really good run. Now it's 5 tenths. Lando Norris is harvesting. It's going to be a run down to the line. Jake Brown, here we go. It's a run down to the line. Checkered flag is out, and who wins? Lando Norris.
Thank you for all your hard work out there. That was a strong drive and a good finish. Well done.
Out of the expense of his teammate. Jake Brown finishes second. That's got to be close.
It was a tough race at times.
That has to be close.
To make a great victory for McLaren today.
No way, that wasn't close enough. Lando
what do you
Norris.
think it was that sealed the win for them?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today.
Lando Norris takes his second win.
The situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past lose wins because they were too hesitant.
So
but here
close.
they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
That was amazing.
As the winners make
I don't
their
know
way
who
up to
got
the
it.
podium,
Lando
one can
Norris
only
got it.
imagine the celebrations that will take
All
place
Confish is on the podium.
Congratulations to everyone on the team securing the
Lando
win.
Norris.
My
Proving
house is
they're a
so
force
old.
to be reckoned with.
Man, hold on. My dog is really pissing me off. With Lando Norris, the 2 teammates, hard fought last lap.
Two broken lights and now a toilet leaking.
Oh damn. I don't know. Was this close? Let's look at this gap.
It's a good result for Lando Norris. He moves further ahead at the top of the table. Some amazing talents out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Brown. They did a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace.
A thousandth of a second.
It's 125 years old.
Oh, I see. Look at that. Look how many DNFs we had.
Closest race I've ever seen.
Who got it in the end? Oh, look at how close we were. Lando Norris had a little... Oh! Norris just had the edge in the end. A thousandth of a second. Man. Closer than ever. The two McLarens went head to head. And in that very moment, Lando Norris took it all. He won by a front wing.
Image, this was real.
Yeah, look at that one. Lando Norris and Jake Brown, two teammates. In the end, Norris takes victory over his teammate. The two McLarens somehow get a 1-2 in Azerbaijan.
F1 community would go crazy.
An amazing, a dramatic last lap.
And I would too.
If I just enabled the ERS earlier, a second earlier, we were going 2:13. Oh no, that is heartbreaking. Norris did get it. Lando did get it. Look at... It was literally...
McLaren fans would be happy.
A thousandth of a second. Lando somehow finished by just that shard of front wing. By that shard of front wing. That was brilliant. I won't lie. We were close enough. But in the end, if I actually didn't move, look at that, compared to his speed, I was doing at a fast rate. Norris had no ERS, we had so many.
Why is your dog barking?
Sorry, that's not my fault. Oh, holy crap. That was close. Hella close. Two McLarens. Still went home with the victory. Lando Norris would be happy. The two McLarens are happy with that result that they had. Nevertheless,
I made a clip of the finish.
Can you send it to me via Discord? This Jacob Boy Plays, by the way. The two McLarens went and won by a landslide. Lando Norris. That's what could have been. That's what could have been. Finish line's right there. Right here, yeah. How close we were to the line. That is unbelievable. Alright. So we lost out to the win by 1,000th of a second. Could have been amazing, I'm not gonna lie. but Ocon finished on the podium. Charles Leclerc 4th, Yuki Tsunoda 5th, there's Bottas in 6th, Perez 7th, there's Vettel in 8th, ahead of Callum Ilott, and 10th goes Carlos Sainz. What a finish. As things stand, the championship is back now down to 10 points. Whew.
What happens if two drivers finish at the exact same time?
I don't know. I think Norris would still have won, but anyway. Amazing. What a win for Norris. That extends his lead now back down to 10 points. Bottas and the rest, they are not catching us. Constructors wise, look at that. It's a battle between the two McLarens. So that's gonna do it. We'll see you in the next one. That is very close. For comfort, could have been something, but in the end, it wasn't meant to be. I'll see you then for the next episode. It's goodbye and take care. Enjoy the rest of the day. I think the game will be tomorrow because I'm doing something else, but yeah, I'll see you then. It's goodbye and take care. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy. Shout out to yeah. Second 85. Bro, this points split.
I can't watch tomorrow.
Aww. Bro, look at that. Lando Norris has scored more points than the two Mercedes. Lando Norris has scored more points than the Mercedes boys. He's scored more points than the Red Bull boys combined. Oh my goodness. We're outscoring them, so I mean that's amazing.
Dang LOL.
Nice, sick. See, there's a battle for third points. The gap between third to
See ya.
Wait, look at this. Max Verstappen is 9th place behind Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next episode, which is, I think, Spain. I don't know, maybe Canada. No, I'll see you then. Goodbye. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. We're gonna have some investigations, maybe, to see what's gonna happen with the Hamilton and Brown incident. It's no further action, but yeah, we'll see.